Hi friends, welcome back. So as you know from the title, and as you might guess from this little bucket, it is time for another yearly book battle. So what I do every year is I take all of the books that I've read, I've written them on little pieces of paper, put them in here. So these are all the books I read in 2025, and we are going to randomly pick two out and see which one wins. And then through process of elimination, we will come to our best book of the year. I have done this for a few years now, so you can go ahead and watch those ones as well if you are interested. This year is for 2025. This is going to be tricky because it's now almost a quarter of the way through 2026, and I don't really remember a lot of the details of a lot of these. So I do have my Goodreads pulled up just in case I need to look something up and refresh my memory as to what that book was about. So let's go ahead and start because this is going to be a long one. Strap in and grab a coffee. Okay, we have Lady of Shadows, okay, and an Agatha Christie Sanctuary. I'm going to go with Lady of Shadows. Not exactly Eden. And Jabba this and Jabba that. Not exactly Eden. I wanted to like Jabba this and Jabba that more than I did. Hawthorne House versus the Tropic of Serpents. I did really like the Tropic of Serpents, even though there wasn't enough dragon in there. And what did I think of Hawthorne House? I remember like the genre and stuff, but I don't remember what I thought of it. Okay, I gave that one a 3-star, and I know I gave Tropic of Serpents, I gave a higher rating than 3, so I'm gonna go with Tropic of Serpents. Agatha Christie's The World's End. So a lot of these Agatha Christie's are short stories, and I Have the World. Oh, like Robert Jordan. Okay. Robert Jordan. The Noble Servant, which is a Melanie Dickerson, and Mrs. Jeffries and the Silent Night. See, these Mrs. Jeffries ones, they're all going to run together, just like the Agatha Christie short story ones will probably all run together. I generally really enjoy Melanie Dickerson, so let's see what I rated that one. 3.5. I usually rate the Mrs. Jeffries 4, so I think I'll have to go with the Mrs. Jeffries. Mrs. Jeffries Sweeps the Chimney and the Three Musketeers. Agatha Christie, Taken at the Flood, and Charming Opal, which is a children's picture book, so I'll go with the Agatha Christie. Pendragon and How I Pray for My Friends, which is also a children's picture book, so I'm going to go with Pendragon. Circle of Honor, which is number 1 in the Scottish Crown, which was my first 5-star of last year, versus an Agatha Christie Secret of Chimneys. Okay, definitely Circle of Honor. Every Woman a Theologian, which was another 5-star. It's a Christian nonfiction. And You Are Fatally Invited. Oh, I really like both of these. It was bound to happen at some point where you have two that you really like. Based on what I remember rating these, I'll have to go with Every Woman a Theologian, even though I really, really enjoyed You Are Fatally Invited. It should have gotten higher in this little game. Who is My Neighbor? That's Creston Mapes, I believe. And The Price of Freedom, which is number 2 in the Scottish Crown. I did like the Creston Mapes book, but I'm going to go with the Scottish Crown because I love that series. Cold Light of Day versus The Chrysalids. I did not like The Chrysalids, so Cold Light of Day wins that. Oh, do any of you guys have chronic pain? Because I'm only a few minutes into this and my back is like on fire. Pray for me that I can get through this video. Guards, which is Terry Pratchett, and Over the Garden Wall, number 3. Okay, Guards is highly loved in the Terry Pratchett Discworld series. I was disappointed in it, and I absolutely love Over the Garden Wall, so that's an easy one. Oh, I got 3 here again. Agatha Christie's Mystery at Hunter's Lodge and The Metropolitan Affair. What did I think of that one? 3-star. Okay. But it still is going to beat an Agatha Christie short story, I think. There is one Agatha Christie short story that I absolutely love, so that one will probably win the battle, depending on what it's battling against. Cucumber Quest, which is a graphic novel. This is book 1. And Shadowfell by Juliet Marillier. Or Marillier? Marillier. I think it's Marillier. Let's see what I rated Shadowfell. Four-star. Okay. Oh, okay. So I rated it a 4-star, and I really, really like Cucumber Quest. Based solely in the moment that I can remember Cucumber Quest, the story, and I can't really remember the Shadowfell story, I'll have to go with Cucumber Quest. Okay, next two. An Agatha Christie Five Little Pigs, and Agatha Christie Christmas Adventure. Well, considering I don't remember either of them, let's see what I thought of Christmas Adventure and Five Little Pigs. Christmas Adventure, I rated 3-star. And oh wait, Five Little Pigs, is that a short story? That might be a full novel. I rated 4.25 stars, so Five Little Pigs. Let me just read what I wrote here. Oh, I said it was another Agatha Christie favorite for me, so nice. Okay. Next two are Over the Garden Wall, book 1, and Agatha Christie, An Overdose of Death. Over the Garden Wall, Mark of Salvation, number 3 in the Scottish Crown, and an Agatha Christie 450 from Paddington. The Scottish Crown series. What do we have here? Maid of Ballymacool and Promise of Peace, Scottish Crown, number 4, so Scottish Crown again. Boundaries, which is another Christian nonfiction that my therapist recommended I read, and When We Were Young by A.A. Milne. I wanted to like that A.A. Milne one a lot better than I ended up liking it, but also I wanted to like Boundaries more. There were a few things in Boundaries that I didn't quite connect with. Now, good luck with me finding either of them in my list here. Oh, there we go. When We Were Young, I rated, 2.75. Yeah, okay, so that's definitely not gonna win. So definitely Boundaries then. Because I did find a lot of good stuff in Boundaries. Home Again by George MacDonald. That was a very different kind of book for me. And Nicholas Nickleby, oh, okay. I like them both about the same. I think I'll have to go with Nicholas Nickleby. I really liked that one. I think it did help that I really liked the movie. Mrs. Jeffries Stalks the Hunter and Healing the Mountain Man's Heart. Probably the Mrs. Jeffries. Lord of Winter versus Over the Garden Wall, book 5. Ooh, I think Lord of Winter might win this one. If I remember correctly, let's see if I do remember correctly. 4.25, yeah. It's going to be a very similar rating to this Over the Garden Wall, book 5, but I gotta give it to Lord of Winter. Agatha Christie, The Coming of Mr. Quinn, a short story, and A Very Big Bunny. Very Big Bunny is a children's picture book, so we're gonna give it to the Agatha Christie short story. Never Miss and Sword of Truth. Sword of Truth, for sure. I did not like Never Miss. Which is sad because it's the same author as one of the books on my favorite shelf, so that's too bad. Deceit by Brendan Collins and A Deadly Business. A Deadly Business. A Deadly Business is by Liz Well, and that one was 4-star. And Deceit was 3-star. Okay, so A Deadly Business wins that one. Next two. When the Day of Evil Comes and Over the Garden Wall 4. I'll go with Over the Garden Wall. Guys, that series is so creepy cute. Oh, I love it. Agatha Christie, The Chocolate Box, and Half-Blood. Oh, Half-Blood. Yes, that's the next book in this series. It's a novella. Then I have Legend and The Man He Never Was. What did I think of Legend? 3-star. I feel like The Man He Never was also like a 3-star. 2.5. Okay, so Legend wins. Next two, Art and Fear and Night Before Christmas at Dunder Mifflin. That's also a children's picture book, really cute. But we're gonna go with Art and Fear because that one was really good. Really good. Yeah. What do we have? The Chair and Agatha Christie's Clergyman's Daughter, aka The Red House. I don't remember this Agatha Christie short story, and I do remember The Chair. I'll give it to The Chair this time. It's not gonna go probably past the next round, but... Oh, I got too many here. Mrs. Jeffries weeds the plot and Across to Kill. Across to Kill has an amazing premise of a retired assassin becoming a pastor, giving his life to the Lord. But I just didn't like the execution. And I love the Mrs. Jeffries, so I guess we'll go with that one. The Westing Game and Agatha Christie Caribbean Mystery. I'm gonna go with The Westing Game. I like that story. Over the Garden Wall, Book 2, and Mr. Limoncello's Fabulous Finale. Over the Garden Wall. Mr. Limoncello is on my favorites shelf, but the first books in the series are way better than the last books in the series. Squire of Truth, really cute graphic novel, and Legacy of Roses. I think I really liked Legacy of Roses, so this is like a tough one again. I wish Legacy of Roses could go higher up, but I have to give it to Squire of Truth. It was just so cute. Okay. Wild Full, which is a graphic novel, and Mrs. Jeffries Pinches the Post. Mrs. Jeffries. And we have Mrs. Jeffries Pleads Her Case and To Ride the Wind. To Ride the Wind. Ah, Melanie Sellier. That one I gave 3.75. So I probably gave the Mrs. Jeffries a higher rating. Probably. Jabberwocky. And an Agatha Christie, Manhood of Edward Robinson. I gave Manhood of Edward Robinson 4 stars, so we will go with that one. Next two, Ladies' Guide to Marvels and Misadventure and Rekindled. Okay, I have to look at the ratings for these ones. So Ladies' Guide got 3-star from me, and Rekindled got 3-star. Okay, based on the fact, and this is a part of my personality that I like to push against the masses, I guess. I know Ladies' Guide to Marvels is getting a lot of praise right now, so I'm gonna give it to Rekindled. I'm kind of always on the side of a backlist book. Agatha Christie, Death Comes as the End, and Holier Than Thou. Holier Than Thou. Doll People versus Mort Doll People. Flower Garden, which was a children's picture book, and Sisters Grimm, which is a middle grade fairy tale. I like Brothers Grimm, but Sisters Grimm, really like that one. Next up, Natural History of Dragons, loved it, versus Outlaw, Natural History of Dragons. Trader's Game, loved it, versus Evelyn Hardcastle. Oh, come on. I have to give it to Evelyn, but I really like Trader's Game. I should have gone farther up. Unfinished Tales, Tolkien, and Splintered. Ugh, did not like Splintered Tales, so definitely giving it to my man Tolkien. Winter's Maiden and Leaven of Malice. Winter's Maiden. Unraveling of Emmeline Dulaine versus Agatha Christie's The Unexpected Guest. That is one of my favorite Agatha Christie short stories. I loved that one so much. I wish that one could be like a movie or something. Cucumber Quest Book 2 and Squire of Truth. Squire of Truth. Ooh, I really like the Cucumber Quest series. Is this the last two? Agatha Christie, Three Blind Mice, and Holly Hobbie's Christmas Book. Okay, Holly Hobbie's Christmas Book was a little disappointing. I was expecting more of a story, but it's kind of like there's an activity here, and there's a recipe here, and there's a poem here, and like it's one of those kind of books. So Three Blind Mice. What did I give Three Blind Mice? I gave Three Blind Mice 4 stars, so we'll go with that one. So now what we do is we put all of our winners back into the bucket, and we go again for round 2. Mix it up. Oh, my back, you guys. It's so much pain. Okay, The Westing Game versus Circle of Honor Book 1. I'll give it to Circle of Honor Book 1. Scottish Crown Book 1. Mrs. Jeffries pleads her case and boundaries. Mrs. Jeffries. Half-Blood and Natural History of Dragons. Ooh, that's tough, but Half-Blood. Come on, guys, come on. Agatha Christie, The Manhood of Edward Robinson, and Agatha Christie, Taken at the Flood. I think, I didn't look up the Taken at the Flood, what I rated that one in the last round, but let's just see. 3.5, okay. Then Edward Robinson was higher. Okay, what do we got here? Three Musketeers and Nicholas Nickleby. Oh my word! 2 of my fat classics. Nicholas Nickleby. What do we got? Eye of the World by versus Agatha Christie, The Coming of Mr. Quinn. We'll go with Eye of the World. It wasn't my favorite, and I'm not like, oh, team Eye of the World. But I think it is good. Holier Than Thou and Dull People. Holier Than Thou. Winter's Maiden versus Mrs. Jeffries and the Silent Night. We'll go Winter's Maiden. Over the Garden Wall Book 2 and Evelyn Hardcastle. Evelyn. Metropolitan Affair and Cold Light of Day. What did I give Cold Light of Day? I don't think I looked that up before. Cold Light of Day was 3, so I'll give it to Metropolitan Affair, even though I can't remember either of them. So I'm just going based off my rating. Sisters Grimm and The Unexpected Guest. The Unexpected Guest. Unfinished Tales and Lord of Winter. Unfinished Tales. You guys know. Sword of Truth versus Over the Garden Wall Book 3. Sword of Truth. Agatha Christie, Three Blind Mice, and Rekindled, Three Blind Mice. Mrs. Jeffries Weeds the Plot, and Over the Garden Wall, Book 1. I'm actually gonna give this one to Over the Garden Wall. Not Exactly Eden versus The Tropic of Serpents. I'll go with Tropic of Serpents. Promise of Peace. Oh. Promise of Peace, which is book 4 in the Scottish Crown, and Lady of Shadows. Promise of Peace. Even though I really like Lady of Shadows, this is pitting 2 that I like against each other. I don't love that. Number 3 in the Scottish Crown, and The Chair, Scottish Crown. The Chair wasn't my favorite. I didn't hate it, but it wasn't my favorite. Over the Garden Wall, book 4, and Legend, Garden Wall. Let me know in the comments below if you have read Over the Garden Wall or watched the series. Squire of Truth and Every Woman a Theologian. Every Woman a Theologian. Well, way too many there. Number 2 in the Scottish Crown and Art and Fear. Oh, I really liked Art and Fear, but I'll have to give it to Scottish Crown. Cucumber Quest, Book 1, and Squire of Truth. Squire of Truth. Pendragon versus Agatha Christie's Five Little Pigs. Pendragon. It wasn't my favorite in the series, but I love the series. Mrs. Jeffries Stalks the Hunter and A Deadly Business. Mrs. Jeffries. And then the last one, Mrs. Jeffries Pinches the Post. Doesn't have anyone to fight, so it's going in. For round 3. Eye of the World, Metropolitan Affair. Let's see what I actually rated Eye of the World. They were actually both rated 3. So I guess I'll give it to Eye of the World. Over the Garden Wall, Book 4, and Squire of Truth. Squire of Truth. Holier Than Thou, and number 1 in the Scottish Crown. Number 1 in the Scottish Crown. Agatha Christie's The Unexpected Guest, and Nicholas Nickleby. That's a really fat classic paired against a short story classic. It's kind of unfair. I really did like them both. My instinct is to go with The Unexpected Guest at the moment. I might change that even by the time I get to edit this video. Mrs. Jeffries Pinches the Post, and Agatha Christie's Three Blind Mice. Mrs. Jeffries. Number 4 in the Scottish Crown, and number 2 in the Scottish Crown. I think I liked 2 better. Winter's Maiden versus Mrs. Jeffries Pleads Her Case. I do rate all of the Mrs. Jeffries, of course. So let's see what that one actually got for a rating. 4. And Winter's Maiden was 3.75. Okay, so Mrs. Jeffries wins that one. Agatha Christie's Manhood of Edward Robinson versus number 3 in the Scottish Crown. Number 3 in the Scottish Crown. What do we have? Over the Garden Wall, Book 1, and Sword of Truth. Sword of Truth. I had to remember which one Sword of Truth was. Mrs. Jeffries Stalks the Hunter, and Unfinished Tales. Unfinished Tales. Tropic of Serpents, and Evelyn Hardcastle. Evelyn Hardcastle. I read Evelyn Hardcastle every year, so every year it makes it to the top 5. But when I consider my favorites of the year, I don't include rereads. So Every Woman a Theologian, and Pendragon. I rated Every Woman a Theologian higher, so I have to give it to that one. And the last one, again, doesn't have a pair, is Half-Blood. Yay! I think this is the last round. I think. Evelyn Hardcastle versus Half-Blood. No. I think I'm gonna give it to Half-Blood. That's weird. This is gonna be a weird one. Huh. Interesting. Mrs. Jeffries Pinches the Post, and Every Woman a Theologian. Probably Every Woman a Theologian. Number 1 in the Scottish Crown, and number 2 in the Scottish Crown. Number 1. Squire of Truth, and Sword of Truth. That's funny. Sword of Truth. Mrs. Jeffries Pleads Her Case, and Eye of the World. Probably Mrs. Jeffries. Let's see if I can get a different one. Sword of Truth versus the first book in the Scottish Crown series. No, I scratched myself on my little bucket here. This isn't nice. These were like my top 2 favorites of the year last year. This isn't nice. I don't approve of this choice. I think I will have to go with Sword of Truth. And then there's only one left. Every Woman a Theologian. So, these are apparently my top 4 of 2025. Half-Blood, Unfinished Tales, Every Woman a Theologian, and Sword of Truth. I mean, it's not wrong. Like, 3 of them are 5 stars, and one of them is my favorite author of all time. So, I mean, it's not wrong. But it's missing 2 very important ones, being number 1 in the Scottish Crown and Evelyn Hardcastle. So yeah, this turned out different and yet not wrong. Interesting. Okay, well, let me know if you've read any of these and if you have thoughts about any of them, or if you just want to tell me about what you're reading right now. That's cool too. Let's talk about books in the comments below. I hope you have a lovely day. I really appreciate you guys watching. You don't know how much it means to me. I hope you have a lovely day. Bye.